Welcome to the Vibrant Living Podcast, where we talk about living fully aligned, spirit, soul, and body, and your whole life. I'm your host, Donna Tashjian, and today I am joined by Kimberly. Kimberly is an AI educator. She's a speaker and consultant who helps organizations understand and apply artificial intelligence, which is a big topic today, but she does it with clear and practical ways. She has decades of experience at the intersection of technology and operations. She has known for translating complex AI concepts into simple frameworks that help people and teams move from curiosity to confident expectation. And you know, I like those words. Welcome, Kimberly. How are you
Well, thank
today?
you. I am doing very well. Very well. Thank you.
You are welcome. Where do you live in the world?
Yeah. So I am in New York City.
New York City. And have you always lived there?
Yes, I have.
Wonderful. So tell us, how did you get involved in AI?
Yeah. So I got involved in AI just through a natural progression through my career. I always had a career in technology, namely marketing technology, coding, development. And it's just a natural progression as systems because AI is not new. It's been around for decades, but it hasn't been as accessible to us until the early 2020s when the advent of ChatGPT and some of the other large language models came out. So it was just logically the next step because now you can't even scroll on Facebook, blink, do anything without seeing AI. So now it's just blown up and it's definitely here to stay.
Yeah, it is everywhere. And most of us were not aware that this was really going on in the
Mhm.
background prior to this. And then all of a sudden it's everywhere. And um, I've heard people, there's a lot of fear around all of this. What kind of things have you heard and what's the truth?
Yeah, so those who are afraid, and I respect everyone's feelings. They definitely have some rights to be a little cautious of it because right now, as of this recording, people can make videos and photos of things that aren't necessarily the
Correct.
truth, just like pictures of people, videos of people. So that concern is definitely there, especially when we're talking about our younger generations. But for the fears around privacy, data bias, they're definitely valid fears. And I would say to that is one of my mission, or one of the things that I am looking forward to is really educating people so that we can show the good guys how to use these tools properly to counteract and understand how they work, and then also to detect biases, to detect deep fakes, to detect hallucinations and things that bad actors may or may not be able to do with AI because it's definitely here. So the answer isn't really to ignore it or push it down, but to understand it.
Well, I'm going back to think about when the internet became so popular and everyone was afraid of the internet. Um, and I don't know exactly how you are, but I didn't grow up with the internet. And so
Mhm.
there was a whole lot of fear about it. And yes, people have used it for evil. People have done things, but the amount of good that is done when it is used properly exceeds all of that. And I think AI is very similar. It's like there is people who may misuse it, and just like people misuse the word of God, people do all
Yeah.
kinds of things and twist things to their own devices. But
Hmm.
being able to understand it and how, because I'll tell people just the simple thing of putting in there, every woman wants to know what to make for dinner. Well, what do you have in
Hmm.
the house? Put it in there and it'll come up with ideas. I'm like, this is
Hmm.
just so practical and simple. Not that this is earth shattering, but for a woman who can't figure out what's for dinner, it could be.
Yeah.
Um, so, what are some of the other ways that you teach people to make this simple and to use this?
And it's ironic that you used the dinner episode because I just taught a class yesterday using that exact use case. I find that lowering the stakes when teaching and explaining really helps. A lot of times, I think organizations and just people in general who are in the space try to start off with the most pressing, urgent use case first.
Yeah.
Oh, 10x your income, or revolutionize your business, or write 80 social media blog posts in a day, or something like that. And I'm just like, no, like, plan your dinner, like write a song, write a poem, do something light, and then understand how it's going to predict the next word, or understand how it does like deep thinking, understand how it got to its conclusion, ask it questions, do something that doesn't have a huge stake. Because I think a lot of times when people start off with their biggest use case, they get very disappointed because it's a skill set. It takes practice.
Yes.
You know, and I also tell people like large language models, AI is not smarter than you. It just has access to more information. So knowing how to extract that information and
Correct.
use that is a skill.
It is as well.
Mm-hmm.
It I used it for that, and then some other example I had is because my family's predominantly gluten free, and so
Mm-hmm.
finding restaurants sometimes is difficulty. So someone said, plan a trip. I don't particularly want to go to Disney World, but that was the
Mm-hmm.
example, so I played with it. You want to go to Disney World, you're going to be for 3 days. You need to eat gluten free and as much as farm to table kind of eating, and you want to do these other activities and you have children these ages, plan my week
Mm-hmm.
and just put in, yep, I mean, there might have been a little more detail, but basically along, these are the things I want, plan my week. And then you can go, no, I don't like that day. Let's do
Mm-hmm.
this. And it plans your whole itinerary, where to stop, where to eat, all the things. And and you just have, I mean, so there's so many different ways that you can use this, but starting simple is really a great idea. And it needs to get to know you. One of the best things
Mm-hmm.
I did was to create what I call, well, I have a brand, creating a brand voice
Mm-hmm.
around who Donna is and what is vibrant living and that kind of thing. But that's a little further on. I didn't start there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. One of the other things that I'd like you to share some stories and ideas.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other things is it asked me this beginning of this year, do you want a recap of our year together? Because
Mm-hmm.
it was the first full complete year where I had
Yes.
worked really deeply. And one of the, it gave me an award. I don't know if I'll leave this in the podcast, but it's funny. It gave me an award for the most Holy Ghost Zoom meetings.
Oh,
And I'm like, how do you know that?
yeah.
That I pray for people, and that's a part of who
Oh,
Donna is, but it was funny.
mhm.
Anyway, so it gave me an award
Awesome.
for the year.
That is so cool. Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
what are some stories you have to share?
Yeah, a couple of stories that I have to share, it's just outside of ChatGPT too. Excuse me. Just outside of ChatGPT, I use it for music creation, video creation, and image creation as well. So I've been doing it for many years, but now there's an explosion of AI generated video. I mean, videos, yes, and images. So everybody's putting their face on things. I like to
Mhm.
say that I was like one of the first ones to do that back in 2023. And I think with this tool called Midjourney, there's so many other tools people don't know about, but Midjourney
Right.
makes very good photorealistic images. You can control lighting, you can control settings. It's magnificent. So I would make the photo in Midjourney, and then I would use another plugin to like put my face on it, and people were just blown away by it, and they were asking me how to do it. I actually sold a course on how to do it. I taught it live, and now fast forward to 2026 where we are, that course is obsolete because
Mhm.
now you can just tell Gemini or ChatGPT, hey, put my face on this thing, and it just does it in seconds where my process took maybe 5 minutes. So
Mhm.
it's rapidly moving. But I thought that was funny because I would post pictures back then of me like superhero flying through the air, movie references. I did one where I was like I was like kind of gladiator, and everybody loved that one. I usually don't put pictures online like that, but I was like, I'll put it online and it just exploded. And everybody's like, oh, could you do one of me? And I said, I could teach you, but that's not something I wanted to monetize. It
Right,
was just something
right.
that's a lot of fun. But,
Um,
um, I think it's just having fun is one of one of the ways and one of the fastest ways to learn literally anything.
so if someone wants to get started,
Mm-hmm.
let's give them 3 to 5 steps.
Yeah.
Other than contacting you, but how
Mm-hmm.
does a person get started?
Yes, I say, getting started all starts with curiosity. What are you curious about? What are you saying? Oh, well, I wonder how they did that. I wonder how they did that. I would say if you're gonna like log into anything, try Chat GPT first. I think it's one of the easiest things to use. Yes, the free account is not as good, but it's good enough if you're going
Mhm.
to just learn. Just talk to it. Actually, one of the things I like to do with those like finish the story kind of game. So I would say, okay, let's play a game. I start a story, you finish it, and then I'll continue and find something that you could find enjoyable. I would say there are many courses out there, but I will caveat and say that depending on the publication date of the course, it could already be obsolete if it's
Yep,
teaching you how to do a thing. So I
right.
would just be mindful of that. Um, I would say YouTube is your friend.
Yep.
YouTube University, I don't discount it at all because some of the best content, best educational materials are on YouTube. So look at the posting date, and if somebody's explaining something to you, check out their YouTube channel. And then lastly, there's this amazing tool that I'd be remiss not to mention. It's called Google Notebook LM. Have you heard of it or used it?
I have not.
Okay, you're going to love it. So it's a Google product and it's tied to their large language model, which is Gemini. And what you can do with this notebook is amazing. It evolves so much over the years. So think of a notebook that has all of your materials in it, the stuff you use in your programs, or just any business owner, any person, your details. And what it does, it will allow you to talk to your content and your content only. So think of it like, so a large language model, it's trained on multiple sources all over the internet, scholarly articles, things like that. But this one is more specific to your content. So you would give it sources. And I think the free notebook, you can put 50 sources in there. And now it will let you do some research to pull in other resources so you can talk to your content. You can ask it questions about your materials. Let's say if you are studying for an exam or certificate, you could put the book in there and then talk to that book. And now what you could do is, well, you can always do this, make a podcast. So it's two AI voices, and they will make a podcast out of your material for you to listen back to. It
Hmm.
also makes slides, infographics, flashcards. It does a lot of amazing stuff. It's one of the most amazing products I think is out there. So definitely check that one out if you're looking to
And it's
do
Google
anything productive.
Notebook LM.
Yes, Google
Okay.
Notebook LM. If you're
Okay.
looking to learn anything, organize your thoughts, even planning a trip, really, like, you can use it for that as well.
Oh, good. I hadn't heard of that one.
Hmm.
I've used Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude. I haven't tried Croc, I think is one. I haven't tried that one. Haven't tried that.
Yeah, I don't I would say that's one that you don't really need to
Yeah.
try out, but yeah, and then I can also add another one that I
Mhm.
would also recommend to anybody's listening who wants to go a little bit more advanced and wants to do more in the way of research and searching is Perplexity. So
Okay.
Perplexity uses all of the models, I think most of them, and what it will do is it's like search engine on
On
steroids.
AI.
It's amazing, yeah, on AI. So it's one of the most amazing products I've also used as well.
Oh, wonderful. It is, it's very interesting, the different voices and tones when I've used the different
Hmm.
products of. the information, put the same information out and get in there and then get different perspectives. It helps me in my
Mhm.
research. The other thing I like with ChatGPT is I've used the agents for quite a few things,
Mhm.
which is going a lot deeper than we probably will go
Yes.
today.
Mhm.
But there's lots. So how can people get in touch with you, Kimberly?
Yeah, so the easiest way to get in touch with me is through LinkedIn. I literally live on LinkedIn. So you can look me up, my three names, Kimberly Inez Mays, and you'll be able to find me. I should pop up fairly quickly. I'm there to connect, reach out, send me a message. And I also have downloadables and things that I'm working on. So I'm always working on something. I always have a resource. So check that out for resources. Also, another great way to find my content is through my website, KimberlyInezMays.com. But to connect with me, LinkedIn, definitely.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
And as we begin to wrap up, I'm going to ask you two questions. This is the
Okay.
first one. So, what is a favorite book that you've read?
Yeah, one of my favorite books, and I always believe that first choice, first thing that comes to mind is always the best, is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. I read that book twice. The first time I didn't quite understand the second half of it, but then I reread it, and it's about the search for purpose and meanings in one's life. The author survived the Holocaust,
Mm,
and it was very difficult for him, but he was also able to stay alive by attaching his existence to a higher purpose, higher meaning. And I just found that so incredible, especially for anybody who's like going through something. So I would definitely recommend that one.
wonderful. And
Hmm?
what's the last piece of wisdom you'd like to close up with today?
Yeah, I'll say the last piece of wisdom is really, I don't know where everybody is with technology, but one of my biggest things is to make everybody feel smart and feel empowered. So, I think that we're all like geniuses in our own right. We all have our special like ways of doing things and ways of being. So I say just continue with that. Don't let technology intimidate you. We're all growing and learning together. When I teach, I don't pretend to be the smartest person in the room. I say, okay, well, I'm learning with you. I might be like a step ahead in this area, but there are many areas where we're all like our own subject matter experts.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, reach out to Kimberly, see what her freebie is, and connect with her
Mm-hmm.
resources because it's easier than you think.
Mm-hmm.
And it can make life so much easier when you learn how to use it. So check her out. And I only have people on here that I recommend. And
Mm-hmm.
so check her out today. So thank you again, Kimberly, for being with us.
And thank you.
As we wrap up this conversation today, who do you know or care about that would benefit and needs to learn some more about AI? Take a minute and bless them and share this wisdom with them so that we can all live with more ease and vibrancy. And if you would like to learn more about me or explore what vibrant living looks like, you can visit my website at ivibrantliving.com, which will be in the show notes. Check my website for any upcoming events as well as the show notes and YouTube description. You will always find ways to connect with me there and see what else is coming up in the Vibrant Living community. Thank you for being part of our community today, and I'll see you again soon.